This video is brought to you by Rainbow Twizzlers, the official snack of Stardust Drive, the band.
Hello again, guys. I have not seen you in a while. In fact, I have not used this tripod in a while. I am taking a break from my Pokemon White playthrough to give you a book review. The Jigsaw Man. It's finally here. A book I told you guys I'd be reviewing after I did the night class. And I finished it just this morning, so I'm here to give you guys the book review. Okay, so similar to what we did in the night class, we're going to go step by step. So we're going to start with the overview of the story. Main character of Jigsaw Man is Michael Fox, the lone protagonist who is a homeless man who used to be a father to a wife and a child, but they died in a car crash. And his daughter has disowned him, and they've lost connection. And basically, Michael Fox is on the verge of suicide right now, and he's ready to jump in front of the train tracks, but is stopped by some unknown stranger who offers him $2 million for his arm. So as the story proceeds, Michael Fox agrees with the deal because he feels that he has nothing to lose, and he might actually gain this $2 million, which could help his daughter out in the future. So upon agreeing to this deal, Fox stumbles upon a horrifically grotesque plan led by the infamous psychotic Dr. Nathan Marshall. Now, Dr. Nathan Marshall is a world-renowned surgeon who went a little crazy, and now he starts taking people's severed limbs to build together this flesh suit for his son, Andrew, who can't walk. So basically the story centers around Michael Fox trying to stop this mad doctor and try to escape, hopefully surviving. So basically let's go through the main characters again like we did in the night class. The first character I already mentioned to you, it's Michael Fox. He's a troubled homeless man who lost his wife, lost his youngest son. And also his wife has disowned him, like I mentioned in the beginning. And he takes up this the fight of his life when he has to deal with Nathan Marshall and his evil surgeon ways. Second character, I just mentioned it, is Nathan Marshall, which is the doctor. He's a psychotic doctor and surgeon who runs a secret lab in a forest. Very secluded forest. No one will ever suspect what's going on in this lab. And he he creates these things called flesh suits, which are... he takes the body parts from the people he cuts up, brings into surgery, offers the $2 million, but they never get it. It's all a scam. So he cuts these people's body parts up, and he's building this flesh suit, and he's actually trying to make one for his son Andrew so that he can walk again. And the last character on my list of notes here, Drake, which I envision him as like the big ape of this story. He is the main muscle that Fox does not want to tussle with. Yes, main muscle he doesn't want to tussle with. And is Marshall's right-hand man. He offers Fox and 3 other homeless bums in the story $2 million to take off limbs. Each limb is different from the other bum. And now on to minor characters, there's another sub-segment. There's a character named Junie who is his stubborn old broad of a nurse who takes care of Michael Fox in the second half of the story. And like at first I didn't think she had a heart because I thought maybe she was another one of Nathan Marshall's pawns, but then she kind of grows this connection with Michael Fox, not in a romantic way, but in a connection that she feels she understands what he's going through because she also has a son who Dr. Nathan Marshall promised would give him legs to walk again because I think he was in a wheelchair. And also the son, Andrew Marshall, who for the first half of the story is in this little container, and it's just a head in a jar with his spinal spinal spine. And basically, he's just a head in the jar until the second half of the story when he gets in his new flesh suit, but I'm not going to give too much away. And he's been used as a guinea pig for his father's experiments for the longest time, and he feels he does not want to, be a part of this anymore. So he's basically feeling the same as Michael Fox. He's sick of life, especially being the pawn of his father's experiments, and basically tells him off in the second half of the story. I won't say what he says, but he really tells him off, and I thought it was kind of funny. The three bums, I won't go through them each individually. I'll go through them as a group. There's a guy named Redbeard, a guy named Bill Smith, and a guy named Wheels. The three other homeless men who enter the facility with Michael Fox and are also promised $2 million in replacement for their limbs. This story was written in the first person, and as far as I know, it hasn't won any awards. I mean, as much as I tried to research, I didn't see anything. But I'm sure being published in the first place is like an award in itself, right? I mean, one day it would be nice if I got published. I mean, I do a lot of writings, and with a lot of practice, maybe, I've got my future ahead of me, so we'll see. Now, it's time for the final segment. We are getting to the final lap of this race here, guys. It is my general opinion of the story and the final rating out of 5, okay? So, Gord Rollo, I enjoyed your story. My favorite parts of the story had to have been the close death scenes that Michael Fox experienced. Basically, when it read that he was on the brink of death, and when it seemed like there was no way he could possibly hold on, but there was like little string of hope that he was still gonna live. But it was written to the point that it seemed like his journey was gonna end. But he always somehow pulled through it, and those were my favorite parts of the story because it kept me on the edge of my seat, and that's what kept me reading the pages. I wrote down here that out of all the other stories I've actually done book reviews up to this date, Michael Fox's character, I think, is the character I felt the most sympathy for out of all the other main characters in the other stories I've read. Because he's come from a troubled past. He's lost his wife, he's lost his son, his daughter's disowned him, and now he basically is torn to shreds and is teased by these two psychotic individuals. If I were living this life, I would probably want to kill myself too. So I understand exactly how he feels. And this may seem a bit weird, but I also did feel a bit of sympathy at times for Nathan Marshall's character, even though he was a bit of a dick for not, telling them up front, oh, hey, I'm going to cut all your body parts off. Up until the point where Andrew tells him off, I kind of felt a teeny bit, like 10% bit sympathy for him because he was doing this all for his son. But after that, I was like, no, this guy's also a psychotic monster. That's the other part of it. So if you guys, I would definitely recommend this book to people of the horror genre, obviously. People who want to read something new. This story reminded me a lot of Frankenstein, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein from the early 1920s. Or was it the 1800s? Whatever. It reminded me of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, like a more modern age Frankenstein with the blood, gore, disturbing elements in it, and great characters. I love these characters. They were great. If you're afraid of surgery, I probably wouldn't recommend this book to you because surgery, intense surgery, you probably wouldn't be able to handle this, just saying. Time for my final review of this book, my final rating, sorry. I'm giving this book a 4 out of 5. Great novel, great horror novel, and I'd say keep up the good work. So, this has been will173 coming at you for the first time in a while with with a book review. My next book in the series, Blood Trinity. So Sherry Lynn Kenyon, Diana Love. This is the book I was going to review for you, and I mentioned it back in January that I was going to do this. This book was sent to me by Diana Love because of my great Silent Truth review. So you know what? I will start reading this book in May, but I will see you guys later.